Welcome to Bougie and Boring, the spa business podcast that proves success doesn't have to be stressful. My name is Amanda Louisa. I'm a spa owner and a coach, and around here, bougie means high-end and well-paid. Boring means drama-free and simple. Together, that's how you build a spa that's smooth, profitable, and actually fun to run. Thank you so much for being here. Let's get right to it. Did you know that if you leave an iTunes review of this podcast, and in the comment of that review, if you write out a question that you have about your business, about hiring, of any type of spa related thing, I will answer that question live on my podcast. So if you are enjoying this, I would absolutely love to hear about it. Go ahead and leave a review for the Bougie and Boring podcast, and I am so happy to answer your question about your spa. Hello, spa owner, and welcome to the very last step to the first steps to hiring your first esthetician. This episode is going to be all about making standard operating procedures, also called SOPs. If you have not heard of an SOP yet, oh my dear friend, we're about to blow your mind today. I cannot tell you how insanely game-changing SOPs are. It is something that I am always referencing with my team to reference our SOPs. Like, I made an SOP on that. You should go check it out. Whenever someone asks me, "Hey Amanda, how do I do this?" or what do you want me to do about this? Then I can say, that's actually in our SOPs. You can go check it out there. It's been very well received, and it is anytime someone asks me a question that is not in our SOPs, I'm like, oh, great question. Let's record this answer so that we know how to answer it next time when someone else asks us this question. So, hello, my dear spa owner friend. My name's Amanda. I am also a spa owner, and I have hired many times, and I am now here to share everything that I've learned in this 5-part series. So if you are looking to hire, then this is the place for you. I'm so lucky to have you here and so excited to share everything I've learned. So if you feel like your spa cannot function without you, then this is the episode for you. If you are answering questions all day long, like, oh, hey, how do I do this? How do I do that? Then you don't have a team problem. You have a systems problem. Today, we're talking all about standard operating procedures. And before you think, oh my gosh, Amanda, that is so corporate, stay with me. I promise. There is a reason why you're feeling trapped in your business and why other people don't feel that way, why they feel free, why they are able to leave at 2 p.m. every day because, they feel comfortable leaving their team alone and not everything relies on them. So an SOP is simply a written step-by-step process for how something is done in your spa. That's it. And I prefer to record my screen and have a written step-by-step process. And it's not complicated at all. It is not this really long, legal document. It's not 50 pages. It's usually less than 1 page. And it is very clearly detailed and laid out for how to do something. And you really want to break it down so that anybody can just come in off the street and start, they can read through this one document and know exactly how to do something. So for example, how to open the spa, how to close the spa, how to check a client in, how to check a client out. And how to perform a service, how to restock retail, how to clean a room up or turn a room over after a Brazilian versus a facial. So if you have a right way of doing something, then it should be written down, because if it's not written down and it just lives in your head, then you, my dear friend, are the bottleneck in your business, which is actually quite often the case. But that's okay. That's okay. So most spa owners don't create SOPs because they think it just takes too long to sit down. They're going to have to slow down in order to create that SOP, and it's just going to take too much time. Or maybe, oh, I'll just do it later, or my team already knows how to do that, or I'm too busy. But the truth is that you're already spending time fixing mistakes that are being repeated because you don't want to slow down and just tell people how to do things in an SOP. So you don't need to be continuously answering repeat questions or re-explaining things or getting frustrated when something doesn't get done the way that you like it. SOPs don't create more work. They eliminate repeated work. And that right there is gold. So what does an SOP actually give you? It gives you accountability and consistency. It's faster training, it's higher standards, less micromanaging, which is like my favorite part. I literally do not have the time to micromanage. I cannot. And I give my team a lot of independence and a lot of freedom when it comes to what they do, but that's because I also have this expectation that they follow the SOPs that I've laid out. So when everything is documented and you stop relying on your memory or your mood, your spa runs on standards and on systems, and that is scalable without being overwhelming. So I am not telling you all of this because I want you to spiral and have this like shame spiral. Is not the case. You do not need to sit down and start writing like 147 SOPs this weekend. Start with the biggest friction point, the biggest thing, and ask yourself, what do I consistently get asked? What do I consistently do? What's getting done incorrectly the most? This is if you already have a team. Or just like, what do you feel like is one of the most important things for you to know how to do if someone works at your spa? So that is your first SOP. For example, if your team is struggling with rebooking, write a rebooking SOP. If closing is inconsistent at the end of every day, then write a closing SOP. And if retail sales are slow, then write the retail conversation SOP so that you can stop costing money and start saving money and time. So a big question that I get asked a lot is like, where do I put all this information? Do I like print it out and put it in a binder? Do I like have it online somewhere? Everybody does this a little bit differently. I personally really like to use Teachable, and that's where I keep everything. But there are people who will keep all their stuff in monday.com, which is like a project management software. I know people that will keep it in Google Docs, and there's no right or wrong place. I actually have considered keeping it all in a binder with a QR code that links to the video of the actual process, so that it's a lot easier, and it can like, I just find that with people that are physically in the spa every single day, it's so much easier to do that. But I also want to have like some type of a database that my employees can search, because it's so much easier to hit Command F and just like search for the thing that you're looking for, right? And that can be done within 10 seconds. Whereas like if it's in a binder, you have to kind of like flip through and see if it's there and was it put in the right place, and you don't even know. So I think that, figuring out the best place to put something is going to be really up to you and your personal preference. But I think that having just one location that's always set in stone that everyone can rely on is a really important thing to decide. So here's the mindset shift that I want you to make. SOPs are not about control. They are about freedom. And when you document what your standards and expectations are, your team will perform more cohesively and consistently, and the training will be so much easier. It will make less mistakes occur. and you will stop being the only one who knows how to do things the right way because nobody can read your mind, right? So your spa will run without you being physically there for every single decision. And that is such a feeling of freedom. I can't even describe it to you. It's so wonderful. So if you are not sure, start with the basics. And you can just start by doing your opening and closing procedures. You can do how to check a client in or out, how the retail sales process is, your top 3 to 5 service protocols, your sanitation standards, how to enforce like a late cancellation or no-show. These are pretty much the backbone SOPs of your business. And so it's going to really help to make you feel so much more confident when you do make that first hire and they join your team, and you will have just this expectation that they're going to know exactly what's expected of them. And that's what an employee wants. They want that safety and stability that comes with knowing what to expect from their place of work, right? So if you're feeling overwhelmed in your business, it's usually not because you're incapable. It's because the systems and the methods are not documented. So the SOPs will create clarity, the clarity will create the consistency, and that consistency creates freedom for you. So this week, I really want you to try to write down one SOP. Don't overwhelm yourself with a gajillion of them. Just start with one and go from there. And if you are ready to build a more operational spa and see how you can really truly grow without carrying everything on your shoulders, then please fill out my intake form. It's linked down below. I would love to get to know you and what season of business you're in right now. But I will see you in the next episode, my friend. Bye. Thank you so much for spending time with me today. If this episode gave you something to think about, please take a minute to leave a review and share with a spa owner friend. If you're ready for more support like this, I have left the link to my free 30-minute discovery call in the show notes below. I would love to learn more about you and your spa and what it is you are trying to accomplish right now in this season of life. Until next week, peace and love, my friend. I'll talk to you later.